Alrighty, so I'm just adjusting the bit rate just to bump it up a little bit more. Make sure we've got a nice stream. Let's bump that up to 16,000 and it looks like, oh, nah, it's not going to be able to handle 16. We'll head down to 14. Let's wait for that to catch back up. Giving it a sec. Looks like we're holding strong at 14. And we're holding strong at 14. Cool. All right. So I really wanted to document the entire process of building this portfolio site out. I know I sort of did start already, then started doing these videos. But I really wanted to keep working on this, to be honest, this afternoon. So here we are with a late night stream. So since the last video, I've done a little bit of debugging. So I actually found out why, it's a little bit silly, but I found out why the users created within the Django admin could not log into the Django admin. And that is because they were not staff. So there's no reason for them to log into the Django admin. Anyway, that bug is sorted. Next, Axios, I had a look at that and I'm pretty confident in being able to implement that. The only thing that I think is going to get me a little bit stuck is the promise when we post for data. I'm actually following a couple of tutorials by this guy, Very Academy, hands down the best YouTube tutorials on Django, just hands down. Just goes super in depth, covers everything, and plenty for you. Like I've nearly built, I'm building a SaaS on the side as well, and I've nearly built that just following this. So yeah, hands down, really good tutorials. So this is what I'm actually going to be implementing today, and it is the user registration for the API. So, all right. So doing that. Also, I had a look at the permissions for the classes. So I was a little bit wrong there. It's not actually the class that we apply the permissions to. It's actually the serializer that connects the class to our API. So I need to add the permissions to both the blog and portfolio. And also I need to add it to the user registration API endpoint that we will create as well. Just add here for user registration. Add permissions to the user registration serializer. So add that. So obviously that's going to be allow any because you want anyone to be able to register, because if it wasn't, you'd have to log in to register. Perhaps you could do that for maybe super users, but like staff accounts, but we're not going to mess around with that. We'll just use the Django admin for that. And then I will test to make sure that we can create users with Postman. Once I've created all this, to be honest, we're pretty much ready to head back to the front end and connect everything up. And then also I'll need to go in and start to create blog posts and all the bits and pieces. and add in my projects. Once I'm not going to add all of the projects in one hit because, as I mentioned in the very first video that I made in this series, I need to polish all of my portfolio projects. So basically make them, we'll just basically have a UI to them so people can actually use them, because everything right now is based in the terminal. So I'm going to build all that out, and as I build that out, I'll also document that and add them as we progress. What else we got? Yeah, that's it. So I'm going to, all right, so we'll add the permissions first. So just minimize this. Now we can go to the Django REST framework, and I just want to doing permissions. And I just want to add permissions. I'm just going to go off the, what have we got here? Just going to go off the documentation here, if I can find it. Yeah, so we can just do that there. Add these ones in to the top of the serializers. Just to confirm, so we need to obviously import the permission. So now the case of this user, we want to make sure that only users are able to create, update, and delete code snippets. This framework includes a number of permission classes that we can use to restrict who can access a given view. In this case, read only, which ensure cool. So I just want to see if they've actually got that. They're going in a little bit more detail there. I've looked at this and it's pretty much just that. I don't need to add in there. So we'll test that anyway, which I will obviously do right now. So we'll just bring this over. And we will head into our serializers. Start with the portfolio. Have I got them all in the one? Yeah, I do. Okay. Cool. I just want to quickly try and see if I can find where's the playlist for this? Just want to see if I can find an example. I better search up. So we've got Django REST framework, framework model permissions. I don't know about you, but I just like to see the code as it's meant to be, and there it is. Sometimes the documentation gets a little bit past to what I can consume, like I can't put the two together. Let's do something like that. So this is what I saw here, but it's not really what we've got here. How about I just try it and then we'll see how we go from there. So I'm going to order, putting in permissions like so. And then I'm just going to do this. I'm going to bring it above the class like so. And let's have a quick look. View. So I think they're actually doing it in the view, not the serializer. That's cool. I'll figure it out. So I could probably just check JWT as well. Set this following to the snippet list and snippet detail. Where's that? Updating our serializers. Now, snippets are associated with the user. We can create them, which I don't think I want to do. Add the permissions to the views. So it is the views. So then add the following property to both the snippet list and the DW, which I'm going to assume that it's just the views that they created. So I'm going to try this. Oh. We'll test it, and if it doesn't work, I'll then circle back around. And I think I need to get rid of the line in our settings.py file, which is this one. Is that in our view? That's in our serializer. View. Cool. So permission is authenticated. Let's just do that. Let's see what happens. So it's obviously a method in there. Is it showing up? And let's try and let's try and go to blog posts and unauthorized. Awesome. So let's just quickly, just to make sure, is it authenticated or read only, save that. And it works. Cool. So I was right, which is awesome. So let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. So what I want to do is so no, I want to do or read only, because for these specific ones, we obviously want people to view this stuff. And then the person has to be authenticated to actually do a post request. Well, it reckons it can allow post request. Let's try it in postman here. And let's do blog posts. And let's post. Yeah, you got to provide the credentials, cool. But we can do the get request. Yep. Yep, cool. We do need authentication. Awesome. So that's that. I also just wanted to check and see if we can add multiple images. Save. So we can't do multiple images. I need to have a look and see how to handle that, which I can add to my list. Research how to upload more than one image. Oops, Django. Cool. All right, so add permissions. So that's been done. That's been done. So now add the JWT settings. So just quickly do a git a commit there. So we'll just do git add all. Oops. Cool. Git commit dash added view level permissions and git push. Cool. So sorted that out. That's all good. Now we want to add the JWT settings, which is pretty straightforward. I'm just going to restart our server. So these settings are just going to mute this for a sec. My little boy's going crazy here. Yeah, sorry about that. And I realized that the main scene wasn't enabled anyway. So what we want here, what this allows us, or what we just did was bring in a dictionary called simple JWT, which is basically the settings for the JWT module. We can basically change how long these tokens live for. I'm having a bit of issues here with the internet. Anyway, so yeah, this is predominantly what I wanted, was to be able to change these refresh tokens. So the access token I'm going to change to 10 minutes, and the refresh token is fine at 1 day. I'm going to save that. I'm going to run our server. That's all good. Cool. And just to make sure everything is working, postman, and I'm going to, seems to be lagging out again. It's freaking out over here. So then I'm going to do API and then token to get the token back. I'm going to pass in our body here. That's going to be a GET request. Nope, it's going to be a post. We're going to send that. We're going to get our token and all the rest of it. Now I did see I think I'm going to have to put it. There was a JWT decoder. Yeah, this one. I think this is it. Yeah. So what we can do is just paste our token in here, and this will actually give us some information. So it's an access token. This is the expiry, and the unique identifier for this token, and the user that it's associated with. Cool. So we can see Wednesday night. What did we set it for? 10 minutes. Cool. That's 10 minutes. Cool. So that's working. Awesome. So I'm just going to go back to our doc. So we've added the settings. And I'm just going to quickly commit this. This connection just keeps dropping out. I'm not sure what the go is there. So I've just added JWT settings commit, and we're going to push that. Cool. Awesome. So next, onto the main event. Create the user registration view, serializer, and URL, and add permission to that serializer. So again, I'm going to heavily rely on this tutorial right here. I think I can do a theater mode. Yep. Cool. And that will do it. Awesome. So I'm going to head over to my user app here. I'm going to go to, we're going to do view first. Get rid of this crap. So we want to bring in status from REST framework. Cool. And we want to, from REST framework response, bring in response. Cool. We also want to bring in REST framework. We want to bring in the view, import API view. Next is the serializer, which we haven't created yet, which I might do now. User. Yeah, I think these serializers should be within their own apps, and then you import the serializer from it just keeps dropping out. I'm not sure why. I just restarted OBS. Anyway, so I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. So again, I'm going to bring in the serializer. Serializers.py. So, and I will create that, finish that off in a second. Or actually, let's just make one. Class, we'll just make a user user registration, and we're taking serializer. We'll leave that like that for a second. And we'll do from serializers import user registration, and from how did we handle those in the other views? We just brought in all of the permissions. Like so. So class. Custom user registration. Sure if that's actually how you spell registration. Let's just quickly check that. No. Go away. There we go. Yeah, that was good. Awesome. Get rid of this. And that's going to take in API view. API view. I'm going to drop this bit rate down again because it's still freaking out over here. It's probably because it's peak hour or internet traffic right now. All right, so we got that permission. Permission classes is equal to allow any. Is that how we did the other one? No, it's permissions.allow any because we didn't import it in by itself. so. Then we wanted to override the default post method, and we're going to take in self request. Cool. Now we need to pass in the data into the serializer. So we use user registration. First, we need to assign that to a variable so we can actually get it back. And we will make that, we'll just make it the same. And we'll pass in, what are we passing in? We're passing in the request. Data equals request dot data. Cool. So if registration serializer is valid, I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but this stream is freaking out, whether it's because the network's clogged up because everyone's trying to upload at the same time, or what, but it keeps dropping out. But anyway, I'm going to keep going. So it's valid. Then we want to save that. So new user, new user is equal to when we save that, so it'll be registration serializer.save, call that, and then if new user is not empty, we will return a response code of 200 response status equals status dot http 200.201 created. That's nice that they provide that. And if not, return response registration serializer dot errors status equals $400 bad request. Oh, there we go. Cool. Alrighty, so that's the view. Next is the serializer. Yep. So our serializer. So we need to just back up a little bit. There we go. So we need to import REST framework, serializer, and also the model. So from REST framework, import serializers. From dot models import import custom user, which I don't think this is going to work. The reason why this is not going to work is because they have actually created their own they've created their own they've created their own what would you call that, user creation, basically. So I'm going to have to copy this as well, which is fine. So I need to get the permission mix-ins. I'm not sure exactly. Gonna have to create this user model. I've already got my custom user there, which I don't think I can use. Email. Why I want the email? We don't want to do that. Here's active staff. Maybe I don't need to. Maybe I just use the custom user. I'm going to try that. Custom user. User registration. We're going to take in sorry, I'm just going to confuse it. Serializer dot model serializer, and the model is equal to custom user, and we can't make the same mistake as before. We need to bring in a class of meta. Username and password. Which I think that might be password 1. I had a issue. What was it with the admin? Yeah, it's password 1. Password 1, because his is different. Cool. So I want to do the extra fields. So the extra keyword arguments is equal to password 1 and this is write only. In JavaScript, which is equal to true. So that's just basically saying that we can only write the password, we can't read it. Apparently it's an extra level of security. So we want to define create, which is going to override that create self validate data. So we have password one, I'll just do password equals no, I'm going to keep it the same. Password one equals validate the data dot pops off any trailing spaces, and then we're going to pass in password one false none. Then instance is equal to self.meta.model, and it's going to take in and validate data. Don't really understand this. And it would be really good to read back over this. Obviously, these are built-in methods to do with the saving to the database and all the rest of it, but to understand how it actually works would be pretty handy instead of just typing it. But I'll do that in my own time. If password one is not none, instance.set password, which I'm going to assume that it's just saying save the data to the database based on the template that the model or the arguments that the model requires. Instance.set password, I'm going to assume that's a built-in method, and it's going to be password one. Instance.save. Cool. And then return the instance. Awesome. Save that. Now we just need to hook up our URL. Oops, I went a bit too far. So that's the serializer. Then we have we need to create a URL in the users and then map it to or bring in the API. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean. See what he's got here. There we go. So he's got the user. So if we create URLs here, py, and then from Django to URLs, import path. And from views, imports our I think it's custom. What's our view called? Do that. Let's make sure there's serializer. Yeah, cool. Custom user registration. Save that. Go to URLs. Custom user registration. And then we're going to do app name equals users URL pattern equals a list of our objects. A list of our pass. Path is equal to register and it's going to be our view custom user registration dot as view, and we're going to give that a name. It's going to be equal to user registration, and just to make sure that is correct. User registration. Cool. Save that, and we're going to come back over to our serializer. No, not serializer, URLs. And we're going to import from users dot views import custom user no, we don't have to. Do we have to import it? Surely we'd have to import it. Maybe we don't. Okay. Where are all our views? It's in our main, sorry. So now, where is our... there we go. We're at our tokens. So we do import view as to news. Token obtain pair. So he's just done that. I want to do path API / user / include and we're going to include users.urls in there and name namespace equals users. Boom. Like so. Save that. And now we should be able to go to API author registration, a register. We should be good to go. So if I go to Postman and close that off, then go to API user / register, and I get rid of that. Go to my we need an email. We need a user name, and we need password 1. So we create and do an email, so it'll just be Ashley at Ashley the web.com.au. Username Ashley, and password we can do Ashley. We'll do capital A. Ashley 1 2 3 4 5 6. Cool. So that's all there. Now, if I post this data, we should get a 200 response back. So we'll send that. And we could not because we do not have our server up and running. Run server. Oh, 1 sec. We need to migrate. Make migrations. Migrate. Nope, all good. That's set up. Awesome. And we've got an email, username, and password in all of the same format as what our model requires. We're happy with all this, so I can press send. Improper configuration at register. Field name password 1 is not valid for model custom user. Is that on this end? Password. Send. Yeah, it's on the back end. Serializer. Let's try just password and see. I don't think it's going to work because it's not actually. It's not actually in the model itself, but it might. Try again. Send. A response would have been nice. Let's see if the user's actually in there. Post users, and it worked. Awesome. So now if we can go back to this one here, and it'd be nice. Oh, I think you can save. Oh, it'd be nice if you could, you probably can here, yeah, you just add a new thing here. So that can be our registration. Registration. Let's grab this, copy, paste that in, and we want API, I think it was token. Yep. And then we can pass our details into the body. There's a request. We need a post. Send. Why can't I do that? Or is it? Oh, there we go. So we've got a user name. Oh no, we've got an email and a password. And the value for email was .com.au. Password was Ashley 1 2 3 4 5 6. By the way, that's a super insecure password, and don't use that password. It's like the warnings that Google gives you. It's pretty good, but yeah. So we were posting to token, we want our token, we're giving it the parameters of email and password with values. Let's do this. No account active. No active account found with the given credentials. Is that because the email was capitalized? If so, I'm going to have to normalize that data. Email, password, password. No, it did. Be. I think it actually might be my network. I think someone's installed a new router and we're on the same channel or something. I'm gonna have to change the channel of the router because this is very not good. This is not good. Ashley, Ashley. That should be the same. Try one more time. Nope. It might be the same situation I was having with logging in. I'm gonna give it staff status. See if that helps. Nope. 401 unauthorized. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's definitely the password. Make sure everything's spelled right. Yep. Maybe it needs super user status. Same thing. What is going on there? Unauthorized. What is going on? Maybe that issue I was having didn't have anything to do with the admin panel. Maybe it was an issue that the model isn't set up correctly because the way that it's set up, I was going through a tutorial where we create the custom user, we brought in the abstract user. We've created these forms here, and then creation form fields. Yeah, we meant to be using. It's meant to be using these those forms, but there is I think it's like, which is here, building the custom user, which is this little part. Where is it? Went too far. This one, objects equals custom account manager. This bit. I think I'm gonna have to bring that in. Does he have a GitHub repository? Yes, he does. I'm going to open that up because I definitely do not want to rewrite all that. I think it was in core. No. It's definitely not that. Blog models. Nope. Posts. Nope, that's not it. Are they all the same? Users, there we go. They're not all the same. Models, and we need all of this stuff. So I'm going to bring in this section here. Copy that, slap that in there. Then I want to email username. Which we're already doing, that's fine. Email, username, first name and password. Name, first name, password, so that's using that. So I need to change these field names. Need to bring in this. That. I think I am going to have to specify these. Username. We don't need first name. Wouldn't mind sign update. Don't need about. We need to import time zone and all this. Boom. It takes in abstract based user. So the permission mixing. Hopefully this doesn't break too much stuff. Required username field is email, which I think he has that. Yep. So we just need the username, which we've got. Sign update is automatically set. And we don't need to include email in the required fields because it is the username. Then we want to do self.username. Cool. So with this one here, I need to change a couple of things. So email username is like that. First name, we can get rid of that. Password is password. So username and first name, password, other fields. If email, email user equals email, username equals username. Why is that? Username is not defined. Yes, it is. It's right there. Oops, no, it's not. Username, get rid of first name. password. First name doesn't exist. It's just the other fields. Username, set password to password. User save, return user. Email username, send update is active. Would be nice to have like is active, but we can mess around with that later. Just want to make sure all of this is correct. And I'm happy with all of that, so I'm going to save that. We're going to have to do a migrate, make migrations. It's going to migrate and run server. Now I'm going to go in. Cool. So let's see if I can do what I was trying to do before. Still no go. I might have to create the user again. Yes. Custom user, that's all still the same. Custom user, password. Oops, that's not meant to be like that. Might have been the bug. Save that. Head back over to Postman. Go to our user registration. These are the details that I want to use. Send. I don't get a response back. 201. Well, I do get a response back. Oh, 201 created. I did get a response back. Cool. So again, let's try and log in with those details. Send. Still no. Unauthorized API token. Why? Why? Oops. I think that's in our admin. Unknown fields specified for custom user. Yeah, but where are they specified? Was it in the admin? Or was it this one? Forms. No. Unknown fields. Check fields. Field sets. Exclude attribute. Web class. Custom user admin. See what Stack Overflow has got for us. System check. Error class user.admin custom user admin, which is this one here. The value of list display refers to first name, which is not callable. An attribute of custom user admin, or an attribute or method of user. There's no way that that's reading that when it's commented out. Apparently it is. Let's display. Is it complaining because it's trying to display these ones? The first name and last name. No shit. No shit. First name is though. Maybe this does need to be first name. No, username, no, that's fine. Maybe I did need to keep that the way it was. These ones here. Yeah, I think I did. Because it's not, I took it out here. It must be like a default value. It must. You must need to pass it in. So what in the super user, just very first thing, then in the return statement. Then in the create user, I'm just going to make these underscores as well in a second. And in this one, and in this one, and then required fields. Like so. I'm just going to save that. I'm going to cancel, quit out the Steam server, make migrations. Its name is added. Migrate. On the server. Okay, sort of there. And unknown fields, date, joined, last name. Really have, where the f is it pulling this last name from? The results. Why is that doing that? Maybe because we're overriding it, it can't find those specific fields. Perhaps within the admin. So date joined can be, all right, So let's add date joined. This is frustrating as hell. Da, 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 da. Because you would think that the other fields would be passed in here. I'm just going to quickly look this up. I think I know what's going on. Screw that one, that wasn't right. You need to keep it in read-only fields. Class, admin, admin, fields. Read-only fields. Unknown fields. Maybe it's this one. Let's give this a go. Because it's in this admin field. Read-only fields, and the one that we're having the issues with is date joined and last name. Class. Or do we need to specify the ones that we only want to read? Looks like it worked. Nope. So can we exclude these? I haven't specified it in the model. It's been specified somewhere else. Let's see if this will work. So we have email. Let's get rid of this. Email, username, password 1, password 2, save. Nope, same shit. This doesn't rely on mortgage. Nope. Specify for custom user. Model custom user. Unknown fields, date joined, last name specified for custom user. Models. Custom user. Email. Username. First name sign up is active. Is staff. Objects. Account manager. Which is this. Create super user. So we're looking for last name with date joined. They're not in there. They're not in there. Did Zenler have this issue? Because you would think that the other fields would get passed through there. He didn't have this issue because I saw him create a user. He is doing it. What's the plan? Let's try and Stack Overflow a little bit more. Custom user admin. Exclude field sets. Let's try this. Not sure what that's all about. How to exclude fields. My way to solve this. Def get field sets. Cost. Sets. Can't exclude things. There has to be because the fucking thing is saying check, exclude, check field set, exclude. Add field sets. So it's got something to do, potentially something to do with the additional fields that I'm adding, which was sign up date. But that shouldn't matter because it's not even saying that. It's saying date joined last name. Search this again. Now we've got that in there. In the settings, when I finally find it, that, yeah, users.custom user. Yeah, it's definitely the same custom user. So it potentially might be an issue with my migrations. So what about if I just delete all the users and try and start again? Oops. Okay, so we've deleted all that. Let's Python manage.py create super user and it'll be aaa at gmail.com. aaa 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. Yes. Cool. Let's try aaa at gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And I need to run server. I think I'm gonna might have to delete the database. I'm gonna delete the database. Yes. Oops. Delete that sucker. Come over to our migrations, which delete that. User migrations, get rid of this. I think this might be where the issues are happening. Delete. Oh, why does it do that? Copy, paste. Static. Log migrations. Delete. And the API has no migrations. All right, let's try this again. Make sure all of our things are saved, in particular the model save, and admin save. Username, I don't believe is in that format. No, it's first name that I was thinking about. Yep, username is in that format. So I'm going to migrate, make migrations. Boom. Migrate. Boom. Create super user. Email aaa at gmail.com. Oops. aaa. Cool. On the server. Cool. So we want to go to admin. aaa at gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6. I know, and I think I'm gonna have to pass these fields in just to make this easier, because this is I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on here. I've deleted the database, restarted from the beginning. I'm just gonna add these fields in because this is so painful. Yep. Make it equal to that. Get rid of this. Grab this. Add that to that. It doesn't really like this date joined. Required name. We don't want the first name. Screw that off. We just want the username. I'm not sure why it's going. Well, it's having a tiff over that. Everything looks good. I'm going to save that. And let's see if we need Margo first. Hello, you. Jeez. I don't know what Xandler did to stop that from happening, but far out. All right, now that we have our user, let's try and log into this bad boy. Add a new QLU pair, email aaa@gmail.com, and then password was 123456. Let's open this up a bit. We've got our server running. We expect to get our token back. That's all good. And we're going to send. And there is our access and refresh token. Now, I want to create a new user. We're not expecting a username. Did we take that off? No, we are. Sorry. We are expecting a username. And we've got that there. And I'm going to do a send. We got our response back that that was created. We can then log in and confirm. Yes, that account was created. Now I'm going to go back and try and get a token for those credentials. Send. No active accounts available for those credentials. I'm just going to copy these over. It's exactly the same. Copy. Why is that not working? Let's have a look at our serializer. It takes in email, username, and password. It 100% works because it's working for this. It's definitely working. Send, no active. And again, let's just make this a is active staff, and it's a super user. Save. That's send. Okay, so I think it was that if is active was the issue, which I don't believe was there before. I may be wrong. I thought I clicked on all of the boxes. So it is active. And if I take away these two, am I still overriding the admin? Yep. Yeah, it's all the same still. We've taken away his staff. And I'm going to request, yeah, it's giving them. So it's just that is active is the situation. Why would you create a user if it's not active? And I think user registration, custom user. I think I'm going to have to set this in our model and do is active is equal to true. Because I don't think I'll be able to find it again, but there was in one of those Stack Overflow posts, it had a list of all of the fields, which I'm not going to be able to find. Abstract base user. An inactive user is one that has its inactive field set to false. The model backend and remote user backend authentication backends prohibit users from making the game. The custom user model doesn't have is active field. All users will be allowed to authenticate. Well, that's a lot of shit. You can use allow all user model backend or allow all user remote backend if you want to allow inactive users to authenticate. Well, that's contradicting, isn't it? If it doesn't have the is active field, all users will be allowed to authenticate. You can use if you want to allow inactive users. Do not forget to test for is active attribute of the user here in backend permission methods. To set is if some user. So I think I already know how to do this, but see if there's something written up. So it's going to be set in the serializer. Which I believe we can do instance dot set. Oh, maybe we can't do this one. Set active user. Nah. Self meta dot model holiday data. I'm going to assume validate data is this data, or the data that's coming in, which these are the fields. How are they setting it here? What's just doing it is active. Like this. So every instance. Save that. Close down the server. I don't believe I need to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just make sure. Make migrations. Migrate on server. I want to add a new user. User registration. And we'll use these creds that we've got up here. Keep the username. We'll send through the password and email address. I'm going to send that. Bad request. Custom user with this username already exists. Well, they shouldn't. Oh, sorry, with the username. Oh, so the username has to be unique. Ashley 1. There you go. Cool. And then I want to bring over this here. Up first, I want to see if is active. Cool. So that was set. All right. Awesome. So now we can just do that. So that was the problem, was the is active. Cool, set that. And whatever the hell the password was. Send. Cool, we got our tokens. Awesome, so we can create users, we get our tokens, everything works. That was more painful than what it needed to be, but did that. Well, it's allow any, which I believe I already did. No, it didn't. Well, it was meant to, was it? No, it was to the view. Yep, allow any. So yep, that was done. So it's to the view, not serializer. This is. And we have tested with Postman. Oh. All right, so that's done. Now what I need to do is I need to do that. Axios, I'm pretty good with that. I feel that I'm pretty comfortable with that. I need to, my next to-do list, so this is for after, is I need to add I need to add maybe add some blog posts. Add some blog posts and add some projects, which I will do. I might do first thing tomorrow morning. Start to add some of this stuff in, and then that way I can move into the front end. And then once we're in the front end, we can then use Axios, map all this data, present it in a presentable format, implement the markdown text editor, and handle saving that data to the database. But now that we have all this sorted, we should be good. And actually, while on that subject, let's try blog post. Authentication credentials were not provided because we were trying to post to the damn thing. Get yet there's nothing in there because we wiped it. So if we post, we need our access token. Actually, I'm just gonna send this. Yeah, access token. Just make sure it was, that hadn't reset. Copy. And then I want to, how do I do this? I might have to look up, see what Zanley did. Think that you, where is it? JWT. So when we want to authenticate, adding the endpoints, associating steps with users, permissions, adding login to the browser API, authenticating with the API. Cool. What about if we don't want to add that? What about if we want to add our let's go to this part 5 and see if it's in here. Because how do we actually use this token? We got the token. Pretty sure we just send it through how to send API token. Sending an access token. So it's authorization. Pretty sure this is what I remember seeing Zanley do, which was authorization like so, and the value was JWT space and then our token. For some reason I can't copy something like that. So I'll copy that, head over here and get rid of this. Add the value in like so. Authorization. This, let's post, see what happens. Authorization credentials were not provided. Let's just get rid of the JWT, see if that helps. Nope. How to send API access token JWT let's just token. We can try that. No. Or we could add our token in here. That might help. Like I did before. We paste. Send. And cool. All right. So what's that actual request look like? I think doesn't actually show you. Or does it? Yeah, it does. So it's in the actual header. So it's header, authorization bearer. So it doesn't have JWT in here. That's cool. So it's in the header itself. And the reason why I wanted to know that is so I knew how to structure the Axios request. So in the parameters, I can add the post blog post title and get rid of email. And just copy this. I don't think we can actually add an image into this, obviously. So I'm not sure how this is going to work. Blog. This is a blog post. Description. Wow. This is a blog post. The image. See, I don't I forget if I had it so you could leave it blank. No, I won't be able to. Yeah, the content is classic gibberish. So I'm going to send that. This field is required. So I think it's going to have to go through the body. Um, I think this is going to work because of the image. Um, now with authorization, we got token, send, and yeah, the submitted data was not a file. Check the encoding, type on the form. So I'm not sure how you send a file. How to send a file to Django REST framework. Use the file upload parser. It's all in the request. Use a put method instead. You'll find an example in the docs. Screen post. Using the same stack and was also the funny. But in my case, it's simpler. Is simpler since I use the view set instead of API view. Key turned out to be pretty safe hook. I ended up using it together with the Angular file upload module like so. How the hell did you get that in Postman? Upload image, Postman. How to upload images to post request Postman. Okay. There's a little drop down box. Image. Oh, here we go. Text, file, select files. There we go. Could not make sure the Postman can read files inside the working directory. How do you make it? So I'm going to assume the workspaces, collections, APIs, environments, mock server, monitor. Maybe this one. No, that's just all the bits and pieces. Close that up. What was the... Make sure that Postman can read files inside the working directory, which I think might have something to do with this. Why is this blocked off? Seriously. That's not what I wanted. Settings. It's documentation. Make sure Postman can read files inside the working directory. Allow to allow post and to read browsing working directory. In order to enable users to select files, make API calls, and all those from collections that have requests should pass. Followed by browse. Settings. General. Settings. General. Working directory. Local file. Let's try to see if it'll do it now. It can't be the working directory cannot be configured while using browser. Are we talking about this browser? Are we talking about the desktop app or? God damn it. Working directory. If you want Postman, then you must save your files in Postman's default working directory. Okay. Is that a directory on this computer? Where's Postman? Postman agent files. There we go. Cool. So let's boot Postman agent back up. Let's bring in a file. Pictures. There we go. Screenshots. New folder, data crawler. Bring that in. Crawler 1 is the image I'm going to use. Cool. Then the agent needs to be running. it is. Try and reload that and hopefully not lose all the data. Cool. Oh, that's user registration. God damn it. All right. I need the URL. Let's get the URL. Copy. Paste API, and I want token. We need to pass in the body. Does it need to be in the body? Try this, not in the body. We've got email and password, and it was aaa@gmail.com. Password was 1234556. This should be a post request. Send. Yeah, so it did need to be in the body. aaa@gmail.com. 1234556. Send. All right, we've got our access token. Let's save this so I don't have to go through all this again. Token. Create collection, save. Then add a new one, copy, which will be the blog post. Like blog posts. And we want to send our token. Copy, paste. I'm just going to do a get, make sure it's working. Yep. I'm going to post, and it was it in our body? Yeah, it was in our body. We need to, well, let's post so we get some data back. We need the blog post title. We need the description. Image, which is a file field, and the content. So, how to create lists in Python. In this blog post, I will show you how to create lists in Python. Select it was, I think, user. It's definitely user. Postman. agent files crawler open. Make sure Postman can read the files. It's in the damn folder. Postman agent files. Make sure Postman can read files inside your working directory. It's in its own working directory. Or was it when I changed that, it actually changed it? No, it's in there, Postman files. Is there another file called Postman? Which I don't think it is. SPZ Postman. While that's searching, the content to create a list in Python, just use square brackets, for example. For example, list 1 equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's just Postman agent. Jeez, why is this doing this? I'm going to save this. And how am I going to do this? So why is it not working? Working directory. Postman flags a warning files that are not stored in this directory. It is, however, of course, dilemma is body data. Path to locate local directory containing Postman files. The default path populated is allow reading files outside the working directory. Set option on if you want Postman to read files from outside the Postman. Postman process path, files, and form data corresponding to each settings. Okay, well that was super. If you're signing in to Postman, data is synced with the server. Make sure that you have all the next. Just locally, assuming a form of sync using sync one. Okay, that might be an issue. I'm just gonna duplicate this so I don't lose that. Have to type in that information again, and all data in this workplace is backed up on our servers. Cool, so it actually says, I'm just going to quit out of all this and see if I can access any of this, which I cannot. Quit. I'm going to redo it. I'm going to quit again as administrator. Just in case. All the same settings. Go to the workspace. I'm not sure what's going on here. Um, Postman file processing. Well, it's just got files for me. Unless it wants me to create this damn file. Um, Well, there are two ways to do this. Save the file, and that's what I've done. Open the settings, general working directory, change the default setting to allow files outside to on, which I've done. See, that's what's different. It's not allowing me to change the location. Working directory cannot be configured while using browser. How else is it meant to be? I get that. Make sure your postman is set to desktop low right. Okay. That makes a bit more sense. Lower right hand side, the agent is go away, desktop agent. Let's try this again. Settings. All right, so engine closer. So it's the desktop agent. That's cool. Now we still can't change this. Change working directory location. It's using the desktop. This is an amazing tool, but this is ridiculous. It's listening. It's to desktop. Yeah, let's delete this shit. Let's run the installer again. All this to upload an image. This is painful. won't let me choose the fucking files. It's definitely connected. They just saw it. It just disconnected itself. Let's see if I can open up the developer log. Oh, now we got two. Oh, there we go. You're up to date, documentation. Well, this is a bit better because before I couldn't see shit. Launch it startup, check for updates. Connected. I reckon it's connected. Create default working directory. Already attempted. Failed to get installation ID from agent settings, but with no error. Is there some sort of orders of these? Looks like we're going down. Well, it's definitely connected. Just won't let me change the working directory. Let's see if we can actually upload a file. Nope, still not. No, it looks like we've lost that view. Jesus Christ. This is terrible. I know it's not its full release yet, but jeez. Just gonna delete this one more time and see if it might have something to do with features, postman. Install. It's definitely connected because I just lost connection just then. Perhaps maybe now I can. No, see, I still can't. We need to download it again. It's going to run. The icon has appeared. And it is connected. to check for updates. How do you actually log out? Hmm. Let's get a new token. Cheese. Send. New token. Authorization. Posts. Body. We have an image. We got everything. Send. And we got a 201 created. So let's have a look. And let's go to blog posts. How to create lists in Python. Da 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 da. We can have a look at the image that was uploaded. And it works. All right. We're on the last stretch. All right. I'm going to take off. That was painful as that's probably about an hour of about an hour and a half of just pain. That's all right. It works now. Everything works. Have a look. Done, 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 done. I'll do that tonight. And everything. We did forget to migrate. Not migrate. Commit. Added. User information via API. And everything is connected. Boom. Git push. Boom. Cool. All right, that's the end of the stream. Yeah, that was really painful, but anyway, happy coding, and I'll catch you tomorrow.